talk about Laura Loomer, the woman who really said, how can I get famous? With a face for radio and a brain perfect for getting banned from every platform imaginable. She thought long and hard, and the answer she landed on was start an ISIS club on campus. Big groiper energy, the only way to get attention while looking like a literal troll and having the personality of one. Imagine being an honor student and deciding your legacy is going to be, I worked with Project Veritas to play terrorist recruiter. Like, girl, there were electives, there were internship opportunities. There was literally any other choice. And real quick, I am Lauren Paritra. Please take a moment to subscribe, hype this video. You can only do that on mobile. Turn that notifications bell on. I have to continue to grow larger than Katie Miller, who is the wife of Stephen Little Bitch Miller. Okay, so Laura Loomer and the Barry University disaster. Actually, before we get into that, let's establish who Laura Loomer actually is, because context matters. Laura Loomer is a far-right political activist and conspiracy theorist who's basically made an entire career out of being super professionally inflammatory. She's proudly called herself an Islamophobe and described Islam as a cancer, and spent years spreading conspiracy theories about everything from 9/11 being an inside job to mass shootings being false flags. She's been permanently banned from Twitter before Elon bought it, Facebook, Instagram, PayPal, Uber, Lyft. Basically, if it's a platform, she's violated their terms of service and she's off. She once even handcuffed herself to Twitter's headquarters in 2018 to protest her own ban for her own crap behavior, which is the kind of stunt that tells you everything you need to know about her and her wacky face.
That doesn't matter. What matters is our free speech, right? We need to protect our right to free speech. Facebook and Twitter are now the digital public squares. Everything takes place on Facebook and Twitter. And to just decide one day that you're going to ban an entire group of people from the internet because you don't like their opinion, that's egregious.
And this is how she approaches her activism. She's run for Congress twice in Florida, where they love crazy people, and she lost both times. After her 2022 primary loss, she refused to concede and claimed voter fraud without any evidence, because that's what you do when you got a face like Laura Loomer. And she's jumped walls at both Nancy Pelosi and Gavin Newsom's homes. She disrupted a Shakespeare in the Park performance because it depicted a Trump-like Julius Caesar. And despite having zero official role, she somehow tumbled her way into becoming an influential figure in Trump's orbit. He called her a patriot and a free spirit, and she's reportedly taken credit for getting over a dozen Trump administration officials fired by calling them disloyal or deep state. That's who Laura Loomer is. But here's where it gets really good. Back in 2015, before all the bans and all the controversy and all the influence, unfortunately, she was just a student at Barry University in Miami trying to figure out how to get attention with a face like hers.
Student suspended? Well, a woman in the middle of a campus controversy says Barry University has booted her from class. NBC6 reporter Jamie Garola live in Miami Shores with the latest on this. Jamie, what's this all about?
Well, the suspension means that student is not allowed here on campus and is not allowed to go to class. Now, according to an apparent suspension letter, the university says the student created a hostile environment here. An undercover video on this website created a firestorm of negative publicity for Barry University. Project Veritas alleges the school is sympathetic to the terror group ISIS, and they argue a secretly recorded video taken by a student proves it.
This student came to me and had the courage, and we decided to partner with her and work with her. But we aren't, it's not limited to Barry.
Senior Laura Loomer partnered with Project Veritas and its president, James O'Keefe.
And the method she chose, absolutely unhinged. She teamed up with Project Veritas. And if you are not familiar with who they are, buckle up. Project Veritas is the most officially groiper organization of all time, founded by none other than James O'Keefe, who I didn't know who he was until I was at Coachella. He founded it in 2010, and it's a far-right activist group that uses hidden cameras to play private investigator. Their whole thing is sending operatives, yes, that's literally they call their employees operatives, into liberal organizations, mainstream media, and progressive groups with fake identities and concealed recording devices. So that way they can produce very deeply deceptive edited sting videos, and like very deceptively edited. We're talking about reality TV levels of manipulation. Real Housewives Bravo trailer editing, taking clips out of context, rearranging timelines, cutting out crucial context, whatever it takes to make their targets look bad. They've gone after Planned Parenthood, NPR. She's gone from pretending to support ISIS on a college campus to actually having influence over our national security personnel decisions.
The organization is known for its undercover videos. Project Veritas says it produces them to fight corruption by attempting to expose nonprofits and corporations. In this case, Barry University.
The individual who signed the documentation to start the ISIS club, I believe, is also her thesis advisor.
In the video, which we're choosing not to air, Loomer pretends to want to start a club that supports and aids ISIS. The advisor vaguely said yes and said in general terms the university doesn't try and limit clubs. That was enough for Project Veritas to attack, accusing the school of being terrorist sympathizers.
It is reprehensible to think any organization would acquire video and edit it in such a way as to denigrate the reputation of Barry University or its staff.
That was campus officials last week. This week, they've apparently suspended Loomer because, quote, your alleged actions were the cause root of disruption at the university community and the creation of a hostile environment for members of the university staff. Project Veritas is crying foul and says the university is failing to own up to being pro-ISIS, something administrators say is absurd.
It says to me that he really is not interested in Veritas, which is truth.
Now, Project Veritas says that the suspension is a personal attack on an honors student because the university could not defend its staff members. By the way, Barry University cannot confirm the suspension because doing so would violate student privacy laws.
She's gone from pretending to support ISIS on a college campus to actually having influence over our national security personnel decisions. The Florida woman who thought, let me pitch a Costco flashlight fundraiser for ISIS firefighters. For a deceptively edited Project Veritas is now reportedly helping decide who works in the Trump administration on national security issues. She got suspended from her university for creating a hostile environment by pretending to support terrorism. Then she got banned from every major platform for violating every term of service that you possibly could, violating hate speech, all of that, hate speech for days. And instead of learning literally anything from that, she doubled down. She got louder, weirder looking, and more extreme, and somehow turned being banned from everything into like the Laura Loomer brand, just like her mentors at Project Veritas taught her to do. So when you hear her name, remember, she launched her career by pitching Costco flashlights for ISIS fighters on a deceptively edited video, then got expelled, and then was like, I'm now a journalist, and then an influencer. Now she's reportedly influencing our national security appointments in the Trump administration. That's Laura Loomer. From fake terrorist cosplay to real political power, with a face for radio and a brain for getting banned from literally everything, and a career built on the groiperest groipy playbook of all time. And if you've enjoyed this video, please take a moment to subscribe, hit that notifications bell, please hype, and we'll be back with more.